by the COFA Digital Photo Department, or the Photo Department, which was awesome. And we got to hear the Cibola Jazz Band, which was fantastic. If any of you have had a chance to listen to our musicians, I highly encourage you. I was grateful to be a part of it. Thank you. We were grateful to be a part of it. Anybody else? Okay, let's go on to Tim, Superintendent's Report, item 2.
All right, thank you. As part of our ongoing report from student councils, we are happy to have the last, and we saved the best for last, what I was told, Vista High School to come up and report for student council.
Good afternoon, Board President Kravitz and distinguished board members. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present this evening. My name is Jaslyn Torres, and I am a student council member at Vista High School. Today, I am excited to share some highlights from Vista High School, focusing on our community involvement, student success, and opportunities we provide for our students. At Vista, we place a strong emphasis on building connections with our community. We hosted 2 Y Vista events to help families learn more about our school and feel confident in their decision to attend Vista. During these events, we provided campus tours where families could interact directly with students and staff. Some of our signature events, like Winter Wonderland, Senior Sunset, and 100 Days of School, and our first Show and Shine, help create a positive, engaging school culture. Additionally, Vista hosted their first Life Skills Summit, which focuses on preparing students for college, careers, and life beyond high school. Giving back is an important part of who we are. Our students have participated in a variety of service opportunities, including serving meals, volunteering at local schools, and supporting community events. Student Council also donated hygiene products to the Women's Shelter in honor of Women's Heritage Month and volunteered at several holiday events. These experiences help students develop empathy, leadership skills, and a strong sense of responsibility to our community. We are proud of the partnerships we've built with organizations in our community. These partnerships provide our students with valuable experiences beyond the classroom, from reading programs at Palmcroft Elementary School to wellness initiatives and hands-on projects with TMF and Miss Rose's Garden. These collaborations help support student growth and real-world learning. Our students continue to achieve great success in a variety of areas. For example, Joseph Lopez in the Fire Co-op program responds to real emergency calls, gaining real-world experience. We also have students recognized at regional science and engineering fairs, earning awards and placements. We are proud to share that Vista had 56 graduates in December, highlighting the success of our students. Our career programs provide students with meaningful hands-on opportunities. Our culinary students earned recognition at the State Leadership Conference and gained real-world experience by preparing and serving at local and private events. In our medical program, students are earning important certifications like OSHA, BLS, and CCMA. These programs not only build skills, but also prepare students for immediate career opportunities. We also hosted a blood drive, allowing students to give back while putting into practice the phlebotomy skills they have learned. We are incredibly proud of our dedicated and inspiring staff. Ms. Navarro was featured in the district newsletter for her exceptional work and meaningful student feedback. Ms. Madaw demonstrated her commitment to her classroom by securing 2 grants, a $500 APS grant and a $125 Beef Up the Classroom grant. Mr. Jacobson continues to represent our school through his active involvement in both the Arizona Technology and Education Association and the Arizona Artificial Intelligence Alliance. We are truly proud of Ms. Slaughter, our counselor, who received the Heart and Hustle Award from AWC. She is truly the heart of our school, working tirelessly to support every student both academically and emotionally. And of course, we celebrate our amazing teachers, Ms. Caballero, who was nominated for Teacher of the Year, and Mr. Coaches, who earned First Year Teacher of the Year. Their passion, dedication, and impact make our school a place where students and staff can truly thrive. At Vista, we focus on developing well-rounded students through our Portrait of a Graduate. Student Council organizes monthly PBIS events to celebrate positive behavior. Students earn points by demonstrating key traits and can use those points to participate in fun events like movie days and competitions. These activities help build school spirit while reinforcing positive behavior. As we look ahead, we are excited to celebrate our graduating class of 2026. We invite you to attend. The graduation will take place on May 20th, 2026 at 7 p.m. This milestone represents the hard work and dedication of our students, and we look forward to celebrating their achievements. Here are a few photos from the community events we've participated in. We are so proud of what we've learned this year and the ways we've given back to our community. We're excited to continue growing and learning. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you. I was so excited to get to Vista High School, I skipped over Eric Patton, which means I just bumped Vista above the billboard. So that's good. You guys are doing amazing stuff over there. So, Mr. Patton, would you like to come up and talk about our billboard students?
I appreciate the apology, Mr. Brienza, but I will always take a backseat to the students, so that's okay. For the 12th year, we have initiated our Ready Now Yuma billboard campaign. This started in 2015 as part of our partnership with Helios, and it has expanded and grown ever since then. It's something that students across the district sort of look forward to when they become seniors. And the general idea is that 12 students, 2 from each of our schools with a graduating class, that means Somerton will add to our 13th and 14th students on the billboards next year, are each selected by a committee after being nominated by teachers, administrators, and counselors on their campuses. The idea is to select students that imbue the idea of ready to graduate, college, career, and community prepared. It doesn't mean that they're the valedictorian. It doesn't mean that they are involved in every single activity at school, but the goal is to have students that are well-rounded and representative of all the opportunities that we have. The 12 faces that you see up there, again, were nominated by their campuses, but they are athletes. They are CTE leaders. They are, some of them college-bound, some of them career-bound. They have been involved in migrant programs, special education. They have been involved in any number of other programs across our district, and I'm really proud each year to show their faces and talk about all of the things that they've been involved with. Part of the campaign, the billboards, which are located all across the county, can be seen all the way through July, but part of the campaign besides the billboards includes banners, which are those individual shots being shown up there right now. The banners are displayed on their campuses for this school year all through the next school year. They also include a video interview as well as an essay that's about 350 to 500 words. If you wanted to see all of the essays or videos, they live in one place on our website. So all you'd have to do is navigate to yumaunion.org. You'd hover over the Welcome tab, go in the bottom right corner of that tab where it says RNY Billboard Showcase. When you click it, it's going to take you to the current year. You can see all the students organized alphabetically as far as school, all the way from Yuma down to Cibola. The videos are on there. You can play them embedded on the website, or you can click watch on YouTube and it will actually take you to YouTube. But you can get to know a little bit more about each of the students and what uniquely qualified them to represent their schools on our billboards. And if you're curious, we do have past billboard representatives on the website as well. If you scroll all the way back to the top and you look on the left rail in the purple section, you can scroll down just a little bit more. You can see all of the previous showcases all the way back to 2018. I can't vouch for the previous years, but all of those are the billboards and videos that we have put together since 2018. So you can go back in time and take a look at see how we have sort of grown this campaign as well. One last thing I want to add is that for the first time this year, we actually made all of the selections by the selection committee completely anonymous. We removed all identifying information, used a unique number, not even their student ID number, just a unique number that was put on the paper in place of all of their identifying information like their name. And that made it truly an anonymous selection process, which we've really kind of prided ourselves on making it as, I guess, easy to for nobody to poke holes in that process over the years. So with that all being said, do you guys have any questions? All right.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Patton. And all that information and links were given to you in the Friday report last week, so you can click on there. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of attending the MAP Gala at Snyder Hall at Yuma High, and this evening we do have some resident artists and other artists from a Master of Arts program, which is a district program. So I'd like to call them up so they can talk about the semester in review.
Well, hello, hi. Yeah, I'm really excited. Can we go back one more slide? Thank you for having us here, by the way. I'm Lauren Spurlock. I'm the executive director of MAP, and I brought with me a handful of performing arts students with me tonight to talk about the gala, and we'll talk about a couple other things too that we've done this semester. But just to start with, I just kind of want to give you a quick recap. This year we had 13 classes and over 100, actually we had 180 students in the program this year. So we've grown considerably, which is why we have more events to share this year with you. And I just want to kind of give an overview of what I've seen as we close the year up is that I've seen the students do art projects week to week, and obviously that's wonderful, and they're developing a lot of art skills. But when I really think about why would a kid want to do MAP, or what are we really doing, I've seen them grown a lot in their confidence level. They build this community of friends where I can tell they're excited to come week to week and see people that they don't see in their daily life at school. And they're making connections, not only with each other, but we've done a lot of things with community members. And so it's just been neat to watch them grow, not only artistically, but just as people and in real world skills, not only in art, but just wonderful people. I said we were at 180 students this year. I looked this morning just for the sake of being able to share with you, and we already have over 150 applications waiting for next year. I've been going around to campuses and presenting about the program, and so we've got tons of students already signing up, return students and new ones as well that are excited. They're bringing their friends and stuff with them to the program. So thank you for having us here, and here we go. Let's talk MAP Gala, because that's the best night of the year for us. It's fun. We bring everyone together. Because they meet once a week, they rarely see the other classes in action that meet on other days. And so this is a night where we get to celebrate all 13 classes together. We had to break it up into two different experiences. So at 4:30, we started with an art show, which was art projects in the lobby of Snyder Hall. Uh-oh, we lose our pictures. There we go. Snyder Hall was just full of parents, family, friends, students. We took them off the stage, which is what we did last year, and we let them put their artwork in a gallery setting so that people could come up and talk to them about their work. And so students were standing next to their artwork and sharing about what inspired them and what the different projects were. But then we had our photography class doing a photo booth, and they could take little digital photo strips home with them. We had our mural class doing face painting. And so over and above just sharing the artwork, we wanted it to be an experience. Like you come and you get to have fun and share in the different classes. We have a drawing class and a sculpture class that had a lot of just actual projects on display. Our sculpture class is pretty metalwork heavy. They spend half their time at Weld Like a Girl, and so they had a lot of metal and glass 3D art to share. And our drawing students were also drawing caricatures of people in the hallway there. So it was really fun. First hour and a half, and then at 6 we turned it over to the stage and let all of our 9 performing arts classes get up there and show off what they've been working on. And so it's no surprise that the performing arts kids are the ones that wanted to come and talk today. So I brought them to share with you about what they all did in the actual performance.
Hi, my name is Joseph. I'm in the Go Let's Go Sound class, and Go Let's Go Sound is just like theater tech. It's about building the fundamentals. During the year and during the gala, we got to work on light boards, we got to work on sound boards, and for me personally, I got to work on the spotlight throughout the entire gala.
Hi, my name is Abigail. I'm a part of the Acting Up class. So basically, what we've been focusing on all year for Acting Up is doing improv and kind of like child acting. And we wanted to show that at the gala with doing puppet shows. And so we got together. We have a pretty small class. We teamed up like a little buddy system with our scene partners, and we got on stage and we had this general idea of what we were going to do per scene, and we got on stage and we did improv of that scene with puppets, and it was pretty fun. It was really cool. I really liked it.
Hi, I'm Alea. I'm in Pitch Perfect. This year we worked on singing and dancing. Last night at the gala we did 3 numbers. My favorite was a mashup of Hit Me With Your Best Shot in one way or another. I think the choreography for that one was really cool, and the singing was pretty good, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline. I'm in the class Sound Machine. Throughout the year, we learned how audio production works, like how to mic up instruments, how to transport that audio digitally so that we could make a sound production. So me and my classes got to implement this skill at the gala through a video of a song that we produced, and it was a really fun thing to do. I actually sang in it with another friend, and it was pretty amazing. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Datsuri. I am the leading artist for 5678. 5678 is a dance class and a choreography class. And to sum up our class, the first semester we learned many techniques and many ways of dance. That would include tap dance, jazz, hip hop, and much more. And our second semester was more independent. We got to learn how to choreograph our own music, and not only that, we got to work with another class called Triple Threat, and we learned how to customize like what we want with their needs, because we won't always be able to choose what they want. And we got to collaborate with them, and we get to do Hamilton and Cabaret.
Hi, my name is Lindsay. I'm the leading artist for Pitch Perfect and Triple Threat. This past semester for Triple Threat, we split into 2 small groups with 5678, and we did Money from Cabaret and Rumor It Happens from Hamilton. The first thing we actually did was study the history of those songs, about like why it was relevant back when it came out and why it's relevant now. And then we learned all the choreography, and then we put the singing in and the acting in, and it was super fun. It was cool trying to balance like high intensity choreography and singing correctly with right technique and acting, but it was so worth it. It was a lot of hard work. It paid off. And for our final closing number, we did Another Day of Sun from La La Land, which was super exciting. It was really emotional, like singing about, oh, if you have dreams, you can achieve it, because it's my second year in MAP. MAP has enabled me to graduate a whole year early, and I love this program so much that like I was on stage with my friends. I was like, oh my gosh. It was really exciting. I loved it so much. And yeah.
And so I did want to share one other thing. Our gala was wonderful, and if you get to come next year, I will do it every year. It's definitely the highlight of the year for us. But I did want to share one other thing we did last week as well. Our mural class this semester partnered up with Palmcroft Elementary School. We actually have a MAP student whose mom is the art teacher at Palmcroft, and she came up with this idea to paint a mural at the school and to collaborate with their art club that meets after school. And so it started with the elementary kids giving their ideas and what they would like to go up on the wall. And the school has a motto, dream big. Any staff member says dream big, and they all yell back, work hard. And it's really neat to see them. It's definitely like, they really rein it in over there. They say it all the time. And so they gave all their ideas, and our class, each student provided a proposal to them. I think we could do flowers, or I think we could paint a big panther, whatever it may be. And gave it back to the elementary students, like, which one do you want? And they wanted all of them. And so then the project became, how are we going to take all of these 13 ideas and turn it into one big mural that kind of satisfies everything they saw? So it was this whole work in progress over the course of the semester, which is great. But I think what I wanted to share most with you today is last week they invited us to do this tunnel of hope, they call it. The entire school was lined up in a tunnel down their campus with streamers and posters that they made. And they had our class come running through the tunnel, and they were like screaming thank you, and it was the most emotional, amazing thing. And they had a dedication ceremony where our students were given thank you cards and just a whole wonderful speech about the impact of art in the community and having a voice. And so I know Leslie was there, and there's going to be another release on this, but it was a wonderful event, and I think that it's a good example of what MAP can do when we make connections with other entities within the community. So just obviously here to advertise as well that if you have ideas for ways that we can go to campuses or businesses throughout the community, I think this is where we really touch the students on a personal level, right? Even the teachers were just really, I grew a lot at the event. It was beautiful. So just wanted to share that that went on. And then lastly, I'm going to turn it back over to Titi.
This year, we are proud to say that MAP has 26 seniors graduating, and in order to honor their dedication and hard work, we are giving them a MAP stole for them to wear while walking the line. And I'm proud to say most seniors are really excited to show off what they have done this whole year. Thank you.
Lauren, may I ask a question? There are people in the community that had this question, and so I wanted to pose it to you.
Yes.
Is there a cutoff for application? Because there were a few students, I think, that wanted to see how their workload was with their academic classes before they consigned to the MAP program, but they really want to do it next year, so I wanted to ask you.
Okay. Yeah, so I can speak to this year. Ideally, they're enrolled in the class when we start school because that's just the best way to kick off the year, but I understand that scenario. This year, we did have students that joined after the school year started. They, got their class schedule, maybe thinking a lot about what their evenings look like after school since we do meet from 3 to 5:30. Kids really do need to know what they're committing to and make those choices so that they're not overcommitting and then, not being able to do everything. So I understand that scenario, and it is doable that they can start after school begins, but it's not ideal, right? Because we're kicking off the project, so then they're kind of jumping in midway. But it is possible. We are accepting applications right now all the way through the end of the summer. So I would say once we get to in-person registration in July, we have those class lists pretty set. Just judging from the amount we've received, when the classes are full, they are full. So we've been letting the kids know the earlier the better that you apply, the more likelihood that you would get into your first choice of class. Now, what happened last year was there were kids that maybe didn't get into their first choice, but we had other classes that had room and they were happy to jump into that class. So I think that would be the scenario. If they joined late and their class that they wanted was full, we could let them know what other options there are. But yeah, they can continue to apply. There's also kids that joined at the semester, and that almost worked out better in certain scenarios, because if you're jumping in and we're already halfway through the semester, you're pretty far behind. But if you do jump in at the semester point, that's also another option as well, because they earn a credit, a half credit each semester that they're in the class. So.
And rising freshmen are eligible to apply?
Yes, ma'am. We have 8th graders that are already, we came to some of the Bridge to the Ridge and stuff like that, and there's 8th graders that have applied, and they'll be in it next year. We do have a handful of freshmen in the program this year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have a question? Carlos?
I do have a question. And so the kids can reapply every year?
Yes.
The same kids over and over?
Yes. And so there's certain classes that we haven't allowed them to repeat because the content will be very similar from year to year. And really with the technology that we have for, say, for example, the photography class, limited on the number of cameras we have. So we would encourage new students to do that every year. Whereas a class like GarageBand, where they're starting to really develop a group that performs out in the community, the more they play together, the better they get. And that class is pretty big. So we've allowed students to repeat that class because obviously there's room to grow every year, right? And a lot of those garage bands are still playing after graduation. I see them at the gala and they're like, yeah, we still play with our friends that we met in garage band. So there are classes that can be retaken.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, students. Feel free to leave if you wish, because I know you had a late night last night, and Vista students, feel free to leave as well. Madam President, that does conclude my report, though.
Thank you very much, Tim. Thank you. Moving on to informational item 3.1, the budget update. Brenda, you're back in the hot seat.
Hello again. This time, we're just going to go over our monthly budget report. I do just want to remind you that because our revision hasn't been approved, these budget numbers are what are in our current budget, and then next month it'll have the updated budget numbers. So your first page, you have your salaries, the fixed expenditures. These are all of our M&O expenditures as of the 1st of May. We are nearing the end of the school year, so you'll see the percentages there in spending. And then you'll also see our school budgets there. And then on page 2 is the breakdown by the different departments. And then at the very bottom, so our budgeted amount is $106,976,000, and then our expenditures $65,964,223, so about 62%. And then the next page is our capital, and there you see the budget and expenditures for the departments and the campuses, and we're about 32%. So our budget for capital is $11,087,304, and then expenditures $3,588,914. The very last page is our monthly student activities fund report, and so the ending cash balance for the district as a whole is $824,066.62, and then at the bottom you have our year-to-date revenues and our expenditures with a balance of $100,089.14 for the school year. Any questions?
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Moving on to item 3.2, the parking proposal.
So this is going to be presented by our athletic directors. This is going to be an informational item this month, and it'll be part of the student fee schedule next month to be voted on in an action item.
Thank you, Rob.
Hey, good evening, President Kravitz, board members, Superintendent Mr. Brianza, Associate Superintendents. My name is David Bartis, the Athletic Director for Somerton High School. The athletic directors are here to present a proposal to adjust current parking pass fees. Currently, the parking pass fee is $2, and we are seeking to increase the fee to $10. In the following slides, we'll justify the increase to this fee, but the purpose of the proposal is to help campuses maintain a safe and organized parking facility for students, faculty, staff, and visitors. This adjustment enables continued investment in parking safety measures and operational improvements. So for historical context, in 1996, the fee was set at $2, and it hasn't changed since. So as we all know, that the parking management fees and costs have increased since then. Mr. Robinson will review the justification for the parking pass increase. Ms. McCall, too.
It's actually Mrs. McCall is going to do that part, but that's okay. Leanne McCall, AD from COFA. So on this slide here, it talks about the parking pass production, lot stripping and paint. We have to clean it, and then signage requirements. And so annually we have to have passes made for the students that have the year on it, because we want to make sure that the students that are parking there should be there. We don't want any kids that are graduated or things like that from previous years to be there that shouldn't be there. So they're customized parking permits basically, and we get charged for those. And for painting, in order to do any of the painting of the lines, like parking stalls, curbs, arrows on the ground for direction, we have to clean everything first. So that takes some of that cost with that. And then the signs, we all know the heat takes a toll on everything, and it makes our signs faded and you can't read them. So we do have to replace signs annually. Just parking lot signs, don't park here, speed limit, things like that. And then we also have other items that help us. You can see there traffic cones, safety vests, security station. And all of these items are needed items for safety for our students, staff, and public to keep traffic moving in a controlled manner. I'm sure we've all at one time dropped off or picked up a kid at any school, any age, and it's chaos. And those are the high volume times, so we need these items to control that chaos and keep people moving in the right direction and to keep moving, drop off your kid and let's go. So we also have our security teams. We need to have them identifiable with vests. If you've been to any of our high schools, we have a security station right upon entering. It's usually a structure or a tent for shade and water and cooling devices for them, because they rotate through. They don't spend all day. One person doesn't spend all day out there, but it's hot, and we need to protect them and make sure that we're still manning our, who's coming into our parking lots, that they have business at our school. Okay. Now it's Mr. Robinson.
Good evening, everybody. So I get to talk about the hard numbers, essentially. So I have two graphs that I'm going to go over. It's revenue versus expenses. I'm going to throw you a curveball, even though it's kind of like T-ball in the same sense. So if you look at the color-coded box up in the right-hand corner, we're going to actually start from the bottom and then work our way to the top. But if you look at the graph, it actually starts at the top and works our way to the bottom. So we're going to start with paint, which is in red, which is by far our largest cost, minus Somerton, because it's a brand new shiny school, and so they haven't needed that cost yet, but it will be something that they will need to pay for relatively soon. Then we have the signage, the cones, the pass printing, and then that bottom number at the bottom, the green, that's the revenue. And so that's kind of our current standing. And so to give you a different idea of where we're at, if you look at the next graph, you have revenue versus total expenses versus the net. And so again, green revenue, red expenses, the net, as you can see, we're in a loss right now. And so even though it is a significant increase from 2 to 8, if you're wondering, is it going to create like a profit? It's not. We're just looking to close the gap to get to net zero. And so that's kind of where we're at with that. And to wrap it up, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Cordell.
Wee bit shorter. So as Mr. Robinson was talking about, we're looking to close that gap. Now with this increase to $10, it is not going to close that gap, but it is going to shrink it a little bit so that we're able to move that money over to teaching and learning. The proposal is grounded in student safety. So we're ensuring that we have clear signs, we have effective traffic flow and appropriate supervision across all of our campuses. It supports the more strategic resource allocation, and it's allowing a greater, again, portion of that money to go over to that teaching and learning. The recommended $10 parking fee is intended to establish a more sustainable and predictable funding structure for all of us. Like personally at my campus, we're hoping to create another parking area for students as our school has expanded and our student parking lot is pretty minimal. It provides a clear framework, and as always, we want to be transparent with what all we're doing. So giving you the funding, giving you what we're spending our money on to help ensure that we all know where this money is going and why we would like this increase. And then, of course, our questions.
Who has questions?
Go ahead, David.
Please, Carlos.
I just want to make a comment that thank you for the presentation. I don't think you really needed to do this because, 30 years having that $2 fee without doing any adjustments, it is, but it is good that you told us the reason behind it, but for 30 years with the $2 parking fee, it's pretty cheap.
What I'm thinking is, I called you back some time about some parents that were concerned about the shared parking in San Luis with AWC. Are we still sharing that parking
Yes, we're still sharing some parking, but it's going to be reduced for next year. So there'll be more spots for San Luis.
For some of these students.
And less for AWC.
Okay, because it was
it's
tight.
our parking lot. We have shared costs. We have a MOU for board members and public that maybe don't know what we're talking about. The parking lot in San Luis, they have a large student parking lot, but when the MOU was created originally, it provided enough opportunity for AWC, whose campus is right next to it, to use it and share costs along with our students. But this year in San Luis, there was a large number of students who we wanted parking passes. San Luis didn't have them. They have a system in place where they have, the first one to sign up gets the next spot open, things like that. But next year we are reducing the number of spots that AWC has, and that then would increase the number that our students have. So hopefully it's solved for next year.
Good enough.
Right, Ms. Cordell?
I sure do hope so.
Okay.
But if it's not, with this increase, we might be able to eventually pave another parking area for students. Hopefully, one day.
I have a few questions for clarification purposes for families. So this is an annual fee, not a per semester fee, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And
Or if the student per se gets their
in
license
January.
second semester, yeah,
Right.
it would only cover the semester that they.
That's right. Okay, and then the second question I have is, are there any requirements of the actual car to be parked in our facility?
So according to board policy, we go through that at all of the schools. So we collect the student's driver's license, registration, and insurance, and ensure that those are all up to date and current. So when the student is on, we make sure that it is a legal driver. The car is legally theirs.
Thank you. And the last, I guess it's really a comment that I wanted to make is, I'm sure as the ADs that are in charge of parking passes, and like Carlos said, I think that this is long overdue to raise the price. I know it's a little shocking, right, to go from 2 to 10, but it is long overdue. The parking facilities are still part of our campus. And I just wanted to know how we convey to families and students, don't bring anything in your car that is not allowed on campus.
It is part of the contract that they signed, that
Okay.
they understand, like the responsibilities of being a driver on campus and bringing anything onto the campus, and it's also part of the student code of conduct.
Perfect. I just wanted that brought up again. Thank you. Yes.
A question, thank you, President Kravitz. How many passes do we give a year, or do they purchase a year?
It depends on the school's parking allocation. So if our school has 20 spots available, for example, they would only be allowed to have those 20 spots.
So, but how many overall are getting these numbers? Like what, how, to get that, how many passes are coming up with overall?
So if you see the revenue at the bottom,
Yes.
you're going to have the different fluctuations of numbers because that represents the amount of passes that we sold per the $2. So for instance, we sold 329 passes, hence the $658.
Oh, okay.
Does
That's
that
what I
make
was
sense?
looking at. Yeah, just to get the numbers. So, and then Yuma High's not in here because they don't have passes. Okay, they have parking, right? I have a couple more questions. So on, I guess it's great that we're increasing it now, but it is a big jump from 2 to 10, because it's been that for 30 years. Would you foresee another increase within the next 4 years? Like you're going to 10 because then you're wanting to actually get to a certain number to break
That's a good
even?
question. I think that we would stick at the 10 for now, and then we'll actually have to see the data and how it shows over the next few years to ever make that sort of decision.
Okay, and where does the loss come from now? Out of what part of the budget?
Yeah, so we all look at our principals in the back, and I say, for me personally, Mr. Pavey, that M&O budget looks like it could use a little decrease and help out the parking. So we have to
Okay.
use other discretionary funds to match it or to fill the gaps. So if we're able to, like I said, get to like that net zero or as close as we can, then those funds can be used in other areas to help our students.
Okay, so if a parent thinks, okay, well, this is part of, should be part of what's being paid for, by taxpayer money or the support that they get, this helps and to be able to allocate it for other things within safety and in that. So that's part of that answer. that we can share with them.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to informational item 3.3, summer learning options.
Yes, our Director of College and Career Readiness, Mrs. Buckley, is going to share some information about summer learning.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Brienza and Associate Soups. I'm here to present on the summer learning program, which will be happening. Thank you. I'm short, I'm sorry. So summer learning program is ran in our school as an opportunity for our students to recover credits that they attempted in the year. It is not an opportunity for them to get ahead or to have initial credits. It's solely for the purpose of recovering credits. Our focus is, again, that and having the certified teachers who are there with the time and space to be able to support them so that they can complete their courses that would make them successful for graduation. So the program is going to run June 2nd through June 12th for the students. The teachers will start on June 1st with a 3-hour day, 1 hour for Edgenuity training and 2 hours for prep time. That Edgenuity training is mandatory. We have teachers who have used the Edgenuity program throughout the year as part of the academic supports, but we make it mandatory because any new processes to the program or the system are typically communicated during that training. So we just make sure that everybody participates so that they're on top of everything. The program hours, most schools will start at 7:30 and end at 12:30 with the for the staff, and the students coming in 7:45 to 12:15. Our Vista schools are a little different because they don't have school buses. They use public transportation. So to accommodate for the public transportation schedule, they will be starting at 8:30 and ending at 1 o'clock. So their staff will come in at 8:15 and leave at 1:15. But all of the schools are running for 5 hours. There is a registration fee, and it is a one-time registration fee. It's not per course that they're recovering. It's $20, and this fee is to offset some of the costs that are associated with transportation. It doesn't cover everything, but it does help offset some of that. And families do have the option of paying either online or in person at the bookstore. However, if they can't pay for it at the time, they are allowed to put it on the student's account and take care of it later during registration. So not being able to afford the registration fee is not a reason for not to be included in summer learning if they need it. So some of the services that are also provided during the summer, again, I mentioned transportation. It's available to all students that need it, with the exception of Vista, who can still use their YCAT pass to use public transportation. Student nutrition is providing their summer meals program, so all students who attend summer learning will have a meal. And then technology and Chromebooks, one of the things that we've done different these last couple of years is Chromebooks are going to be available for students to take home. Previously, we were only allowing them to stay in the classroom, but now we're able to check them out. And there's no additional parent signature required for a contract. We use the same contract that's on file for the current school year, and the students, just bring it back at the end of the summer learning. Oh, that was it.
Does anybody have a question? Go ahead, Jill.
Thank you. How many students are you projecting for the summer?
So currently, because we no longer have, we used to have the luxury of ESS funds, so it was unlimited. We could invite as many people as we want. So we don't have that luxury anymore. So we're basing it off of registrations. We had enough that we could probably have included like 125 teachers, and the registration just wasn't there. There aren't as many kids needing, which is a good problem to have recovery credits. So we have 73 teachers right now, which we're capping for good quality support, 20 to 25 students per class, per teacher.
Per teacher, okay. And then the $20 fee, is that set by the state, or that's kind of what we come up with as a district to cover offset the cost?
That's what we came up with as a district. We did have a group of academic APs who got together and just kind of talked about what the costs would be.
Nice. Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
My question is, do you attend, if you're doing credit recovery, do you attend your home school or do you attend your school that you're enrolled in? So let's say I open enrolled.
Yeah. So you do attend your home school that you're registered to. However, if you are, we had a situation with a student, if you are in McKinney-Vento, for instance, and so you're not able to get transportation to the school that you're currently registered, the schools are excellent about communicating and supporting each other. So we just contacted the counselor, let the counselor know. If the principals were okay with it, then we made accommodations for that student to go to another school. So it depends on the student situation. I'm not going to say like, no, you can't, but it's a case by case.
So typically you would attend the school that you've been going to, but if that proved
If there's a special
undue burden, you
circumstance,
could
yeah.
go to your home school. Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if a student is failing in 2 subjects and he wants to do summer school, summer learning, can they go to do 2 different,
Like how many credits can they recover?
how many credits can you recover?
So it depends on the credits that they're missing. So if they can do up to 3 or 4 courses. It's really up to them. I would not recommend more than that though, because it does get overwhelming if they have more than like,
And
once
is it
you hit more than
$20
3.
credit for the recovery, or is it just one time?
It's a one-time registration fee, yes.
Okay, thanks, Crystal.
No problem, thank you.
Moving on to item 4, call to the public. Any person wishing to speak may present the information at this time only. All presentations are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes and a maximum of 15 minutes on each subject. Before you begin to speak, identify yourself by clearly stating for the record your name. Comments by members of the governing board in response to any public comment will be limited to asking staff to review the matter or requesting rescheduling of the matter for further consideration at a later date. I do not have any forms. Is there anyone who wishes to be heard? Did you fill out a form? They're on the back table. If you could just really quickly jot it down, we would be happy to hear you. Thank you, Eric. Just put your name and then the rest of it you can do after you speak. Afterwards, you can fill it out and then just bring it over there. But right now, we would love to hear you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Stephanie Anderson, and I'm a parent of a student in the district. I would like to bring attention to a concern regarding how students with disabilities are evaluated in CTE programs, particularly when it comes to advancement decisions. Many evaluation rubrics include subjective criteria such as initiative, independence, communication style, and collaboration. And while these are important skills, there are also areas that can be directly impacted by disabilities, such as autism, ADHD, and other conditions. When these criteria are applied using standard expectations without consideration of how students' disability affects those behaviors, it can create an unintended barrier. Students may be judged not on their ability to learn or perform the core skills of the program, but on characteristics that are part of their disability. Federal protections under Section 504 and ADA require that students with disabilities have equal access, not just to instruction, but also to evaluation and advancement opportunities. This raises an important question. Are current evaluation practices truly measuring student ability, or are they unintentionally disadvantaging certain students? I am asking the board to review how evaluation rubrics are designed and applied in CTE programs, and to consider whether additional guidance or trainings are needed to ensure that students with 504 plans and IEPs are evaluated in a way that is equitable and compliant with federal law. This is not about lowering standards. It is about ensuring that standards are measured fairly. And then I have another concern. Is that okay?
You have 3 minutes, so if the
Thank
timer
you.
hasn't gone off. I'm sorry? One more minute, please.
Okay. I want to raise another serious concern regarding student privacy and the enforcement of district media consent policies. During the first semester of my child's school, my child's image and video was posted on a school-affiliated social media account despite my signed no release for student media and photo consent. This form was completed and submitted specifically to protect my child's privacy. Even after I raised concerns, the post was not removed and was still active as of this month. This raises a very important question. If a parent's signed media refusal is not honored, then what is the purpose of the form? What assurances do parents actually have that their decisions regarding their children's privacy will be respected? This is not just a misunderstanding, this is a failure to follow a clearly documented directive made by a parent, and it directly impacts trust between families and the district. I have like a little bit more, is that okay?
You just wrap it up real quick.
Okay. I am asking the governing board to direct appropriate staff to review how media consents are tracked and enforced, ensure that all staff understand and comply with these requirements, and take corrective action to prevent this from happening again. I also respectfully request follow-up communication regarding how the situation will be addressed.
Thank you. If you would fill out that form, that will allow people to reach out to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anybody else who wishes to be heard? Okay. Moving on to item 5, consent items. Adoption of items of routine nature and those that normally do not require deliberations on the part of the governing board. A board member may pull items which will be discussed and voted on separately. I do have some items to pull. Item 302, 303, 304, and 310. Is there a motion?
I recommend that the governing board approve the consent items as submitted with the exception of 302, 303, 304, and 310.
Perfect.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Carlos, seconded by Shelley. Any comments? Let's proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now I have to jump over. Action item 6.1, consideration to accept donations. To Cibola High School, Eric Friends donated 4 cases of water to the Cibola High School class of 2028 for use in fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $25. Shauna Perry donated a case of water to the Cibola High School class of 2028 for use at fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $10. To Gila Ridge High School Culinary Club donated a neon open sign to the Gila Ridge High School Culinary Arts Program. The value of this donation is $43.49. Yuma County Historical Society, Inc. donated $500 to the Gila Ridge High School FFA program for any club expenses. Barclay Company of Arizona donated $400 to the Gila Ridge High School FFA program to purchase supplies for the chapter barbecue. Aloe Fiber donated food to Gila Ridge High School for all the teachers and staff to celebrate the end of the year. The estimated cost of this donation is $500. Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation and University of Phoenix donated $5,000 to the Gila Ridge High School Outdoor Learning Leadership class to purchase course materials and equipment. Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation and University of Phoenix donated $1,300 to the Gila Ridge High School Ceramics program to purchase a kiln. Haxton Masonry donated the use of a generator to the Gila Ridge High School class of 2026 for the 2026 graduation ceremony. The estimated cost of this donation is $600. Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation and University of Phoenix donated $10,000 to the Gila Ridge High School IT and cybersecurity classes to assist in purchasing new laptops. Hawks Softball Booster donated the Bonet Big Mouth 5 Bonet Hollow Flex training balls, 5 12-inch softballs, and 1 Beaver Barricade backstop net to the Gila Ridge High School softball program. The value of this donation is $1,005.72. Fort Yuma Rotary donated $110 to Gila Ridge High School to assist with student athletics participation fees. Fertizona donated fertilizer to Gila Ridge High School to use on the athletic fields. The estimated value of this donation is $1,480. To Kofa High School, Phoenix Suns, Phoenix Mercury Foundation donated transportation to Kofa High School seniors to attend El Valle Puede celebration. The estimated cost for this donation is $4,070. Keynote Club number 855 donated 60 bronze honor cords to Kofa High School Fine Arts graduating students. The estimated value of this donation is $200. To San Luis High School, Group Fund donated $2,195.30 to the San Luis High School Boys Soccer Club to use for fundraising events. Engineering Tomorrow donated 125 aerodynamics, 1 aero teacher kit, 3 utility kits, and 50 semiconductor kits to San Luis High School CTE engineering class to support curriculum-aligned instruction and project-based learning. The value of this donation is $540.32. The Girls Tennis Club donated windscreens to the San Luis High School to be installed on the north end of the tennis courts. The value of this donation is $5,851.90. City of San Luis donated $500 to the San Luis High School Medical Assisting Club to use during the end of year celebration. Hans Gaston donated a 10x10 pop-up tent/canopy to the San Luis High School Athletics Department to use as needed. The estimated value of this donation is $70. Donors Choose donated music supplies, including cables, mouthpieces, and other equipment to San Luis High School, benefiting Ms. Perez's classes. The value of this donation is $2,927.01. Yadiri Ramirez Munoz donated mint green graduation cords to the San Luis High School mental and social class for students to wear during the graduation ceremony. The estimated value of this donation is $62. Golf Club donated Callaway golf clubs to the San Luis High School boys golf team. The estimated value of this donation is $2,000. Snake Charmers donated dresses to use at performances to the San Luis High School dance program. The estimated value of this donation is $300. Danny Vo donated a 48-pack and 8 graduation cords to the San Luis High School CTE engineering class and Skills USA to distribute to graduating seniors. The value of this donation is $162.99. Farmers Insurance donated 13 graduation cords to the San Luis High School CTE Skills USA leadership team. The value of this donation is $117. To Somerton High School, Coco Pay Ladies Golf Club donated $500 to the Somerton High School girls golf team to use as needed. Toros Cheerleading Booster Club donated $1,000 to Somerton High School athletics to use as needed. Tamara K donated cookies and water to Somerton High School to use during the CTE Awards Night. The estimated value of this donation is $100. USTA Southwest Section donated $778 to the Somerton High School girls tennis team to be used for uniforms, equipment, and food/beverages for the student athletes. Lisa Lerma donated 24 pink t-shirts to the Somerton High School girls Toro Soccer Club to use during events and activities. The estimated value of this donation is $270. Heather Madrigal donated 240 feet of plastic chain link fencing to Somerton High School for campus use as needed. The estimated value of this donation is $50. Azul Cafe donated 2 $20 gift cards to Somerton High School to be given to the Somerton High School Teacher of the Year nominees during the staff meeting on May 18, 2026. To Vista High School, Christina Murray donated an HP 414 yellow ink refill to the Vista High School Mental and Social Health class. The value of this donation is $174.70. To Yuma High School, the Yuma High Hall of Fame Committee donated 100 t-shirts to the Yuma High School Athletics Department to recognize student athletics for their achievement as Triple Crown athletes. The value of this donation is $260.16. The Yuma High School 1965 Committee donated $1,200 to the Yuma High School Student Council to use as needed. The Kroger Company donated $28.04 to the Yuma High School FFA program to use as needed. The Gowan Company LLC donated $500 to the Yuma High School FFA program to use as needed. United Way of Yuma donated $3,000 to the Yuma High School Army JROTC Club to use as needed. Donors Choose donated books, games, and craft supplies to the Yuma High School Library for students to use as needed. The value of this donation is $1,264.70. To the Yuma Union High School District, the Arizona Food Bank and No Kid Hungry donated $22,650. To Somerton, San Luis, and Gila Ridge High School to support additional labor, marketing, and equipment for the Summer Drive-Through Go meal program. Whew. The total donations for this month is $70,485.70, and the complete year-to-date total donations are $704,404. Is there a motion?
Move to accept and approve the donations.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Motion made by Shelley, seconded by Carlos. Any comments?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
On the Arizona Diamondback Foundation and the University of Phoenix, that donated $10,000 to the Healy Ridge IT and cyber classes, cybersecurity classes. Is this like 5,000 and 5,000? So when they receive their donation slip, is it split half and half? Or is this one grant that they applied for that goes, that they're both giving the 10,000? Do they figure that out on their end?
Mrs. Hoover, are you able to speak to that?
The Arizona it says Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation and the University of Phoenix donated 10,000. So they do that together and they split it 5 and 5, or is it?
I can't say this for sure, but I believe the University of Phoenix sponsors the grant program that the Diamondbacks put together.
Okay, so it's a one grant app. Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
a total of 10,000, which will probably be split however it's needed for those laptops for those 2 courses.
So point of clarification, if it comes from the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation, then maybe it should just be listed as coming from the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation.
No, it's actually how it's on the donation form that was filled out.
Okay, so it's one grant for 10,000, and it's the whole grant is the Arizona. It's like sponsored by University of like Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation, and so it's one grant that says that long name. Got it. Okay. Okay. It's not half and half. Got it. Thank you for the clarification. Thank you.
Anybody else? Then let's proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Wouldn't it be great if we made it to 1 million this school year? Woo! Everybody. Moving on to action item 6.2, consideration to approve the budget revision for 2025-2026. We went over this. There is a recommendation on the bottom of the form. Does anybody want to make a motion?
I recommend that the governing board approve the presented budget revision for 2025-2026 fiscal year as presented in the public hearing. Additionally, in accordance with ARS 15-905G, the governing board authorizes the district administration to overspend any one functional area that within the maintenance and operation sections of the budget without exceeding the total budgeted expenditures.
Second.
Motion made by Carlos. Thank you for reading that. Seconded by Shelley. Are there any comments? Then let's proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Let me jump to 6.3. Discussion and possible action on submission of legislative items for the ASBA 2026 political agenda. Its action is deemed appropriate by the board. Is there any discussion about this? Anybody want to make a motion? No action taken. Moving on to 6.3, 6.4. Consideration to approve renewal of the intergovernmental agreement with AWC dual enrollment courses. Is there a motion?
I move that we, the governing board, approve the renewal of the intergovernmental agreement with Arizona Western College to continue providing dual enrollment opportunities for Union High School District students.
Thank you.
I second that.
Thank you. Motion made by Shelley, seconded by Carlos. Any comments? Great. Let's proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item 7, is there any future agenda items from anyone? Okay, great. Our next meeting of the board is a regular meeting on Wednesday, June 10th, 2026 at 5:15 right here. Thank you so much for coming. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion made by Shelley, seconded by Carlos. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Happy graduation.